years. And Grisham whacks a cutter to rear, and it's 1-0 in 2 pitches.
He's kind of hung right in the
Judge sends the next pitch. Thinking whenever Aaron Judge raced to right field. Remember, they did so this Rice off a changeup right out of the gate. Bit over to shortstop, and finally
6 days before the season began, the Orioles signed.
And Bellinger uncorks one to 4-0 in 12 pitches. Oh, and sixth extra base hit in the first 7. Is there? He's not a long guy. Baldo Cabrera, 9th man. Ball. Gibson slipped. Not. It's April 12th. I think we've. And there's the
Ton of the time this year.
Year ago, now the sinker. 3-2. And there's
ball. Then the slider, the changeup, and the current batting average with a 47%.
And grounds it to Volpe.
Here behind home plate for the Yankees.
Henderson to right field, and that ball 5-0. And 141 since him. And Mateo.
Nice play there.
Up man. Rice to right field again. That's 12 batters of the game. 20. That's not a bat pun. Goldschmidt.
He's got to be down. He's got to be on the corners. That's
Rice is and Judge. On. Flag down by the Gold Glover. Ramon, New York lead as kind of fight through. What do you tell yourself? Henderson retired.
Yeah, 300.
And he is retired.
About Kyle Bradish. We're hearing some really good
for a lat issue. 7 games.
64 at bats, but he performed well.
Pittsburgh and Mountcastle all down the stretch here. And he changed
a little bit lower until I started attacking where I had conversation was about. That target maybe below the bottom of the strike zone. Well, I was talking to Drew because the ball's not going to the middle of the plate of your stuff. Really work it, but a lot of guys now are just working.
You're throwing it. Short. And Volpe
can do the same thing for half the price.
It was
good.
Over in a second.
Was he
from short?
Was that intercostal around the rear?
He got hurt, but whatever it is. That's kind of what I thought too. He's got his third base hit. Second, Lewis. Goldschmidt's first hit of the game. Double strikes. Sometimes you
play.
He had a lot of quality starts. Have a few of these a year.
But 22 of the 33 starts.
And the Yankees 9-0
in spring training. 5 to 6 starts
to go or so before the year.
Yeah, last year.
08 and 23 is a little better. Walks against lefties.
Want to throw that 2-seamer on the inside. Look at this.
Second, a hard hit ball tonight for Adley. 22. First time. And Bellinger. Matt Bowman. Is Ofa. Oh, here's Grisham. Starting. You all
back to it.
23.
Oh, he is really closed off.
To go. Monstrous number.
Well, you talk about hitters are hitting 189. That's what they're hitting.
Against Gibson. 3-2. A homer game. Can you spell academic institution? Now the big leagues. Oh.
Through the rotation. That could be changing, obviously. Getting as good a look at it on the outside.
Home runs in the game. This is behind him. And straight relief outing. Morton went 3 2/3. There's 3. After a
guy that likes to have fun, cuts up a little.
Where the Orioles jump
town and they get to be in the dugout with the club.
Back right now. The Orioles Volpe. Peraza's got to hurry. Major League debut today.
About that. Good for Maverick.
To Ignac's Rutschman spot. Ball right back to him. Charlie.
That's typically what your bullpen, the same as what it's been the last 2 or 3 years.
For Grisham. And Edgar up in the air to right. Balls for the Orioles, nothing to show. Emmanuel recovering from an injury. Stayed with the club. 3-2. No. That ball smacked to right. 4 out of 5 career again. There's the third base. And follow center.
And I want to say he's like a biomechanic
surgeon. Put on the cleats. Real. On 3-2. Hand cannot pick it. To second, leaping catch. Down to third, Urias with a down. Being good. And we saw some heat it up a little easier. To that level. Here's Peraza. Key ball. Morton can't get. Crosby.
Taller than what they had been.
By Henderson and. One, two. Yankees. To left.
Now.
Oh man. Gunnar Henderson.
Remember when Tiger Woods used to make this ball was even a strike either, KB? It looked like strikeouts to go along with it.
Allowed this year now to 28 back. And you're right about the
ball game. You'd like
season. And that
sure.
Batteries added this year. There he is done for the night. There's a breaking ball that better. A cutter.
Have I heard an injury?
This practice box is all about ribeye.
Then maybe the fillet.
Nice and simple. Clean boneless fillet. A couple of days of per diem. Grisham. But I was
out in the parking lot at the softball fields.
Fouled away. Holiday. Pablo Reyes. Pinch rate. That is the ultimate. Maybe a glance. Go, wow, terrible luck. Typically, that one squirted away the Yankees a year ago.
He can have some success.
Left Kerstad. 14-2 is on.
The old knee buckler.
Got it right here. It's a game. Rasmussen. Yeah. Cabrera in the shortstop position. And Oswald is who gave up a ton of runs to the Reds. I hope a big Ramon's under it. Dobbs a big leaguer.
Baseball would fill up half of this ballpark, but that can wait. While you're in the big leagues,
Well, he's going to get another at bat. 3. Okay, we'll let him into the party. 3 batters of the game and 4 of the strike 3 out of the year player period. Brandon 9 runs. 3-2. Actually 5th. At bat. 1. Here he is in the show. And going to try to go to third, and he is also looking to snap an 0 for 18. Kerstad, and he will score. Oxygen. He said he felt like that.
Performing in front of 40,000 people in the X
is way back. Going to get out of this with a run allowed return. Game of 3, 6-0 New York lead. As locating early, you have to fight through. What do you tell yourself?
Occasionally, but he needs to be down.
Henderson retired. Simple enough. A long time.
Yeah, 300.
Ball gets away. Wells didn't run. And he is retired time in the second half.
Yeah, excited about Kyle Bradish. We're hearing some really good
throwing yet, but is feeling better after a lat issue. Surprised he was in 27 games.
Drove in 14, only 64 at bats, but he performed well. Really big for the Orioles down the stretch last year.
Going through injuries to Arias, Westberg, and Mountcastle all down the stretch. Back in the organization this year. And he changed
glove where you want the ball. Let's put it a little bit lower until I start attacking where let me drive it more downhill. And I think that's what that conversation was about. A little bit up. Go ahead and lower that target, maybe below the bottom of the strike zone.
Stuff move out of the center of the target.
Well, I was talking to Droosters now that set up in the middle of the plate because the ball's not going to the middle of the plate on your stuff than we are the location of your stuff. To the corners and just off the outside, and they can really work it. But a lot of guys now are just working from it.
He has a better feel in his second year throwing it.
Pitch this year for him.
1 hopper to short, and Volpe.
Find you a local mechanic.
No, come on.
He can do the same thing for half the price.
It was.
Then it's not so good.
I'm wondering. Over to second.
Was he a
Henderson from short. Or maybe rib cage.
Yeah. Was that intercostal around the ribs?
He's okay. I mean, I don't know where he got hurt, but whatever it is, found it out in the game. That's kind of what I thought too. In his first 2 at bats, back-to-back home runs. Rice powers one through the right side. He's got his third base hit. Wonderful year. Second good September with St. Louis. That will score Judge. Goldschmidt's first hit of the game. A lot of strikes today, but a lot of hittable strikes. Sometimes you
did the strike zone where he's wanted his balls to play.
Really tough starts during the year. He had a lot of quality starts. Because he throws so many strikes, he'll have a few of these a year.
2 years ago with the Orioles, 33 starts, but 22 of the 33 starts.
Warming up. Here's Peraza. That will score 2 runs. And the Yankees game in 4 days here for Bowman. 9-0 to get out of this inning.
You know, typically most starters get in spring training 5 to 6 starts of leaving him down.
But again, it was only with a week to go or so before the year. Kyle Schwarber. Lefties in the 3 years since.
Yeah, last year.
Rodon. Next year, 708 and 23. It's a little better. Only hung in there, but hit for power, drawn a lot of walks against lefties.